What's up, y'all? It's Matt with Family Tradition Farms. If you're new to the channel, appreciate you stopping by. If you've been here a while, you know why we're down here. Guys, we are getting close to having to go to the field. And by close, I mean probably about 2 months. But close, 2 months, that goes by really, really fast, especially this time of year. And we are still massively torn apart on the planter. I think the plan for tonight is to get some new tanks put on, because if you guys seen the previous videos above, you know that this guy here, junk. We're going to get some bigger tanks put on there. Probably going to get some new seed tube guards. I'll show you those in a little bit. Those are really awesome. And probably see what else we got to put on tonight. Once again, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I appreciate you guys stopping in. Previously, this planter had one tank on it. So we had to go out to the barn and find the U-bolts that came with the planter that had the other 2 tanks on it. Now, these obviously got painted when we painted the planter, and the threads are all full. So we're just running a rethreader down through there, cleaning all the paint off those threads, and then we should be able to get the other mounting brackets right there put onto each side of that one and get those other 2 tanks tossed up there. In case you were unaware, this is a rethreader. This is a regular nut. You can see these rethreaders have these grooves cut in it. That allows any of the gunk or paint or rust to fall through as this threads down over the thread bolts. And that will clean the threads, whereas this, if you ran it down through there, would just get gummed up and bind up and it wouldn't really work. The difference between a rethreader and a die is this is not tapered. So this strictly cleans up existing threads. It will not create new threads. Now we're getting somewhere. We got that old piece of crap yanked off. We're gonna toss it in the dumpster. We've got 1, 2, 3 brand new 75-gallon tanks on here. Once again, thanks to Daylight Tank Solutions here in Mount Vernon, Indiana. Dan was excellent to work with. See, 75 gallons. These guys are actually a little bit bigger than the original ones, so they don't sit in the cradles just perfectly, but I think we'll be okay. We'll probably wedge some material in there. Hell, we may put an old dirty sock in there just to keep those tanks sitting right. One problem on these new tanks, as you can see right there, they've got this lower spot, so the solution actually, you get all of it out. But on the center tank, it's right in the way of that cylinder head. So as that cylinder retracts and lowers that planter, we had to rock this tank backwards, forwards, however you want to call it. So it's not exactly straight up and down like these other 2 are, but it should be okay. Worst comes to worst, these tanks are pretty cool because they've got 2 outlets on them. So one is going to be plugged in to the plumbing. You can picture all that. Whoa, got an extension. All that plumbing is going to run down along through here. And then this other one, we'll just put a drain plug on it. That way we can run a pipe down and drain it out after the season. That way we don't have to worry about back flushing all the lines, and we can just push RV antifreeze into these once we're done running our fertilizer through them. So these are all loose because we're gonna have to adjust them and rock them. The bolts down here, they're all loose still. Heck, I missed that one. That one's not even on there, but like I said, we're gonna keep it loose until we get to plumbing it. That way, if we have to rock these tanks back and forth or even adjust them side to side, we should be able to do so. But guys, I'll tell you what, that right there, that is a planter that looks like it is ready to grow some 300 bushel corn. Now guys, I told you I had something really cool with these seed tube guards. Let me show you what it is. This product comes from A&I, and here's the part number right there. If you want to get a hold of your local John Deere dealership, order some of these right here. Now what these are seed tube guards, but their holes are oversized. Now your typical seed tube guard takes a 1/4 inch roll pin. This takes one that's bigger. So what we do is we knock out the old roll pins, and because ours has slop, let me show you. See how these seed tube guards shake around in there? That causes our seed tube to shake, causes our seed placement to be messed up. So we're going to drill out this frame Now that's going to take a 23/64 drill bit, and this sucker is going to be held in there tight. And that's going to keep this tight. These were worn out anyways. You can see the disc blade's been wearing into them because they've been flopping around. Once these are held in tight, that should get us a true, clean, true V opener. Now this is the old seed tube guard. As you can see, these are really small holes, and these are much bigger holes. So when we drill them out, this seed tube guard will be much tighter within the frame. And you can see that this one is way worn down up there at the tip. That's because it was flopping around, rubbing against the seed discs themselves. So this guy should run straight and true and actually get a true V clean trench for our seed to lay right into the bottom of it. We'll go ahead and knock out these old roll pins. Grab our drill and drill out these holes. Then we grab our new seed tube guard, and we're going to start our roll pin. That way we don't have to hold both. Not quite wanting to line up on us. Take these off so they're not flying around everywhere. There we go. There's one. Look how tight that is. That whole row unit frame is going to have to wiggle for this guy to move. And that seed tube is right perfectly in place. And since these are the bullseye seed tubes from Precision Planting, our seed should land perfectly right in the bottom of the seed trench. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brand new seed tube guards. I'm telling you guys, look how tight these are. That is freaking awesome. And those are cheap. These kits are literally like $19 for 2. So you're talking about less than $10 a row to get your seed tube guard tight. That gives you a true trench for your seed to lay in from your true V opener. Guys, I'm not kidding you. If you have a 7000, or I've even seen some 7200s with this style row unit, get a hold of your local Deere dealer. Heck, get a hold of me and I will get you some of these seed tube guards, because these things, these are the bee's knees right here, I'm telling you. Well, now we've got the seed tube guard installed. We're going ahead and putting on new Keeton firmers. Now, I know a lot of you guys are going to say, why the heck are you putting liquid firmers on when you're not running liquid through the in-furrow, because we're going to run it out the back? I like options, and to be honest with you guys, all of these tubes and the liquid side was the exact same price as going with a dry tail. So we opted for the liquid side because you never know, in the future we may decide we want to run in furrow, and then we can route some tubes down, connect them here, and we can squirt in furrow fertilizer right through there. So the way these work, there's a box of brackets. These brackets kind of clamp onto each side of the tube, and then your Keeton clips into the middle. This guy here adjusts the tension on the Keeton itself, and you just put a series of screws in it, and that holds that bracket assembly on there. And once we get that on there, we should be able to just slap our disc openers on there. We got 3 done. We got 3 to go. We're moving right along. I was able to get 4 rows installed. I figured out that these last 2 rows, I have the wrong brackets. So these are, I don't really know what they're for, but they do not have the additional tail, which locks the seed firmer onto the row unit. So got to grab some more of those from work. We'll return these. Again, I don't know what those are for, but we'll get the right ones.
Once again, guys, if you made it this far in the video, make sure you like it and subscribe to the channel. That way you get notified next time I drop another video to the series of installing a fertilizer system on this John Deere 7000 planter. We got the tanks installed, we got the seed tube guards installed, and we got the Keeton seed firmers installed. We'll be back down here in another couple nights and hopefully get the rest of the planter put back together so we're ready to start plumbing it. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, guys. Thanks, and you guys have a good one.